A brand in the fitness space spent $180,000 on a completely new website. New rebranding, new design, new layout, new copy, everything had changed. But when they went live, the conversion rate tanked with 11%. But generally, the new website looked really good. It met a lot of these requirements you would think of a new fitness brand. But what they didn't think about and why it failed is that the site replaced all the signals of identity and motivation and added more friction to the user experience. They spent 6 figures on an 11% decrease in conversion rate. There is a formula that would have caught this before they had spent a single dollar. This is developed in the MECLABS Institute. They look at thousands of sales interactions across hundreds of different industries. And it tells us exactly what it is that helps your site convert better and why it would tank, just like this example. And by the end of this video, we're gonna run it through a real existing store that raised 64 million in venture capital. If there is a formula that you would want to apply to your store to make sure it converts well, then this is it. Let's get started. So this is that formula. It looks complicated, but in this video, I'll go through it one by one so you know exactly what it is that your store is missing and how you can improve the conversion rate. Every letter has a number before it, and the number is the weight. The higher the number, the more weight, the more important it is in the conversion rate performance funnel. The first one is motivation. This has a higher weight than any of the other variables combined. Motivation is the pre-existing desire for your product before even coming to the page. This is not something that you create. It's either there or it's not. And this is what we often see kill pages. Users or businesses try to explain the product instead of creating desire, and that's a completely different game. Here's a quick test. Does your product page make you feel like someone who would purchase this product? That result already tells you if you're just explaining things or if you're creating desire. Look at Gymshark. They don't sell gym clothes, but instead they sell the identity of being a serious athlete. Every word, every image, every model used on their site translate that vision. They make people want to be part of that. They don't specify all the little fabric details and the designs that go into the product. Their pages are actually very simple, but they do create desire. You want to be part of it. Now look at a smaller brand, Graza. They sell olive oil, but in all their images and their copy, they communicate that it's a fun way to cook. They show on the images that people are making a mess and they're having fun. They're not selling the best premium olive oil. Instead, they're selling a way to cook with confidence. This is a way of emotion. This is a way of identity that people resonate with and purchase the product for. They're not, again, about the specifics of the product. AG1 does the same. They're not selling a supplement. They're selling an identity of someone that has their health dialed in. And that is what motivation has the weight of 4. Everything depends on the motivation. If it's not there, there is no foundation and your pages will not convert. Next up, value proposition, weighted 3 times. And this is where beautiful stores almost go to die. Within the first 5 seconds, your page needs to communicate who this is for, what the product is, why someone would buy it, why it's worth the price, all within 5 seconds. IDC research found out that up to 50% of the potential sales is lost because of inadequate product explanation. Not because of bad ads or bad designs, just because people didn't understand what they were buying. Here's a quick test that I often run myself when I'm auditing a product page. I remove the logo and then I'm going to review, is the product actually worth the price that they're looking for? Most stores fail this basic test. Let me get specific. The Dollar Shave Club had an original landing page that said, "Our effing blades are perfect." Within 1 sentence, you know what they're claiming and what the product is. If they would have said that our razors are the best for the modern man, you would have already forgot what you read at the second you came to the dot in the sentence. It means nothing. So by being specific and emotional, you build a lifestyle brand, not just a product. Here's one you probably haven't heard of. Who gives a crap? Toilet paper. They had 1 sentence, premium toilet paper, and half of our profits go to build toilets around the world. This is simple. You know what they sell and you know what they stand for. This is incredibly clear value proposition. They're a small fish in a big pond, but because their value proposition is airtight, they're able to compete with the big guys. Specificity converts and vagueness does not. This is not a slogan, it's what the data tells us. The third one is friction. This is the cognitive load that adds up all the elements that you force onto the user. Every link, every pop-up, every section on the site. And there's a famous psychological law called the Hicks law. This is that says that it reduces the response time logarithmically the more options there are. And the more time it takes, the more likely, of course, the user will abandon your cart. They tested this in practice. There were 2 scientists that went to the supermarket with 24 different jars of jam. When they showed this to the customer, 3% of the times they purchased any of these products. When they reduced this to just 6 jars, the conversion rate went up to 30%. It's the same price, it's the same offering, everything else is the same, but just the amount of cognitive load reduced or increased the conversion rate significantly. Now let me get specific. Amazon understood this very well. They patented their one-click checkout for 20 years. One patent worth billions. They understood that every additional step decreased the conversion rate. And this is very similar for the clothing store. Zara decided to move their checkout next to the fitting rooms. If someone liked the product, you want them to check out right away. You don't want them to walk down the stairs and rethink all the decisions that they're gonna make. And here's something I constantly see on mid-sized Shopify brands. One product has like 20 different variants. The customer's brain will already shut down before they can even reach add to cart. Competing call to actions. Often on e-commerce you see a share button, you see a compare, add to cart, add to wish list. This makes the user choose. And if you make them choose, they will not choose at all. This is something you wouldn't find in analytics. People just leave. The last one is anxiety, and this is psychologically the most interesting variable in the formula. Anxiety is basically the unanswered uncertainty. What most people don't understand is that people don't always come to the site to find a reason to buy, but they're finding a reason not to buy. And every unanswered question is a reason to leave. Let me get specific with data. Baymart Institute, the most rigorous e-commerce UX research organization in the world, has found in their research that 47% of the checkout abandonments is caused by surprising costs. Imagine that, 47% could have been prevented by the store. Easily. And in another research, they found that 60% of the customers actually check the return policy before they make that purchase. Most e-commerce brands hide this in the footer. Instead, it should be incredibly clear. People want to know this. So this is an uncertainty. It's an anxiety that you can prevent by providing clarity. Here are the 5 anxieties killing conversions. Will it fit? Can I trust the brand? Can I return it? What will be the shipping costs? And lastly, will it arrive on time? Most e-commerce pages answer 0 of these questions. Zappos didn't just reduce anxiety, they made it their competitive advantage. 365 days return, both ways, will be communicated everywhere on the page. And this is what set them apart. Warby Parker even went further. They didn't just reduce the anxiety whether glasses would actually fit, they completely removed it. If you would order, you get 5 different frames at home to try on for free. This way, they solved the biggest problem in their eyewear industry. Now you know all 4 variables. Now let's test this formula on a real store. Outdoor Voices is a real store that has raised millions of dollars. They're not a small player. Let's see how they're doing. Motivation, 6 out of 10. Their homepage is generally strong. Doing things looks good on you. Actively based navigation, community lifestyle imagery. The brand has an identity. But now look at their product page. This specific product is called the RecTrack Zip Pants. And the PDP feels more like a product catalog than an identity page. The lifestyle shots are there, but the doing things energy that drives the homepage doesn't transfer to the individual product page. The brand has the motivation at macro level. The PDP doesn't carry it through. Value proposition, 3 out of 10. RecTrack Zip Pants, that is a proprietary name that means nothing to someone who hasn't heard it before. What makes this pants worth buying over any other activewear brand? I don't know from this page. The answer is buried in tabs. You have to click details, then fabric, and then care, and then fit to piece together what this product actually is. Nothing above the fold tells me why this is worth the money. 3 out of 10. And this is their biggest problem. Friction, 6 out of 10. The layout is clean, multiple images, good for a product with visual appeal. But look at the information architecture. Details, fabric and care fit all behind separate tabs. On mobile, that's 3 tabs to understand what they're buying. The page is also long before you reach anything reassuring. Anxiety, 3 out of 10. Reviews exist and they're substantive, but scroll down, keep going. Past the product images, past the description, past the technical details, past the tabs. They're here. Deep. Most visitors never see them. No return policy near the buy button. No trust badge, no shipping cost information, all of it. The reinsurance a cautious buyer needs. It's either hidden or absent at the moment of decision. Outdoor Voices has a brand. They don't have well optimized product pages, and that's really hurting their conversions. Here's that formula again. And as we saw, motivation is the key driver of online success. This is strange because most stores obsess over colors and countdown timers while their positioning is wrong. They're not optimizing the wrong detail. They're optimizing the completely wrong variable. The best Shopify brands make it impossible for you not to purchase. They constantly improve the motivation and the value proposition while also reducing the friction and the anxiety. Exactly in this order, because again, motivation and value proposition are crucial and come first. And there you have it, the framework that helps you improve the conversion rate of your store and bring your business to the next level. If you feel this is still a lot and you're looking for a conversion rate optimization agency that guarantees to improve your performance, definitely reach out to us and we're more than happy to help.